In Revelation chapter 2, we meet 4 out of the 7 churches. This will be a summary, but if you want to hear longer teachings, please check out my YouTube page. So let's meet the church in Ephesus. They're hardworking, they're serious. If anybody says that they're apostle, they test their doctrine. They're even willing to put up with lots of persecution and suffering. They also hate the wicked practices of the Nicolaitans. But Jesus has one big problem with them. They have left their first love. Throughout the New Testament, we find out that love is number 1 to God. He sums up all of the commandments with loving Him and loving others as we love ourselves. Love is such a serious issue to Him that He says their lampstand will be removed if they don't repent and return to the works that they did at first. He exhorts them to remember the love that they had and return to it. The church in Smyrna has an excellent report card. They've suffered poverty, persecution, attacks from people in the synagogue of Satan, but Jesus says that they are rich. Jesus does warn them that they're about to suffer. Some will experience imprisonment for 10 days followed by death, but he encourages them not to be afraid, not to deny his name, and he lets them know that they will not be hurt by the second death. If they overcome, they'll also get the victor's crown. Now for the church in Pergamum. They live where Satan has his throne. They've also seen the martyrdom and persecution of servants like Antipas. They've shared their faith and stayed true to Jesus. But false teachers snuck in and spread the doctrine of the Nicolaitans and of Balaam. This led them to practice perversion and idolatry. Jesus warns that he's coming to those false teachers and he's going to fight them with a sword that comes out of his mouth. So they need to repent, but if they do, they're going to receive hidden manna and a white stone with a special name just for them. The church of Thyatira has a very similar situation. They have works, love, service, and patience. Yet the infamous Jezebel has snuck into their midst and spread teachings that encourage people to practice immorality. They're also eating food sacrificed to idols too. Jesus warns that Jezebel is going to get cast into a sickbed, her children will perish, and anybody in the bed of adultery with her will receive her judgments. But he acknowledges that many in this church have not fallen for these false teachings, and he's not going to put any other burden on them. He promises to them that overcome, they will receive power over the nations. He says, "He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches." These messages are relevant for us just as they were in the past. It's a good time to examine our hearts and repent for any areas of compromise. See you next time!